Have you ever wondered what happens when we stand at the very edge of life, staring into the great unknown? What lies beyond the veil that separates our world from the next? These aren't just questions for philosophers. They are deeply personal, touching the core of our existence, especially when life hangs by a thread. Today, we read diving into the profound and often miraculous stories of those who have been to the brink of death and back, and how these experiences forever changed their lives and solidified their faith. Imagine this: a sudden accident, a critical illness, or a heart that just stops beating. For a few moments, or even longer, you're clinically gone. But then, something incredible happens. You come back. You return with stories that defy simple explanation, tales of a brilliant light, overwhelming peace, and encounters with the divine presence. These are near-death experiences, and they offer a powerful glimpse into what might await us all. For many, this journey to the edge is not a terrifying void, but a revelation. They speak of leaving their physical bodies, watching doctors work on them from above, and then being drawn into a reality filled with indescribable love and light. It's in this space that many report meeting a figure of immense compassion, whom they identify as Jesus Christ. This isn't a vague feeling, it's a deeply personal encounter that transforms them from the inside out. They return not with fear, but with a renewed sense of purpose and an unshakable faith. The Bible speaks of this moment, this transition from one life to the next. In 2 Corinthians 5-8, the Apostle Paul writes, "We are confident, I say, and would prefer to be away from the body and at home with the Lord." This verse captures the essence of what many NDE survivors describe: a feeling of going home, of being in the presence of God. It's a journey not into darkness, but into a glorious and welcoming light. They experience firsthand the promise that to be absent from the body is to be present with the Lord. Think about the sheer power of that. One moment, you're confronting the end of everything you've ever known. The next, you're bathed in a love so profound it erases all pain, all fear, all doubt. People who have had these divine encounters often say that words fail to capture the experience. It's a peace that, as Philippians 4:7 says, transcends all understanding. They come back knowing, not just believing, that there is a reality beyond our physical world, a spiritual realm guided by a loving Creator. Let's consider the story of a man who suffered a massive heart attack. For over 20 minutes, his heart was still. Medically, his chances were zero. But in those minutes, he found himself in a place of stunning beauty, walking toward a brilliant light. He felt a presence with him, a presence he knew was Jesus, who told him it wasn't his time and that he had to go back. When he awoke in the hospital days later, the first thing he did was share his story. His life was no longer about chasing success or material things. It was about sharing the message of love and hope he received. His story isn't unique. Countless others have shared similar testimonies. A woman drowning in a frozen lake described being pulled out of the icy water not by human hands, but by a warm, loving energy that guided her back to her body. A soldier wounded in battle spoke of seeing a tunnel of light and hearing beautiful music before being told he had more work to do on Earth. These are not just unbelievable stories of survival. They are powerful accounts of faith being forged in the fire of life's most extreme challenges. These experiences change lives forever. Priorities shift dramatically. The fear of death, which looms so large for many of us, often vanishes completely. In its place comes a deep desire to live a more meaningful, loving, and spiritual life. survivors become more compassionate, more forgiving, and more focused on their relationships with God and with others. They have seen what lies beyond, and it has given them a new lens through which to view this life. They understand that this world is temporary, but our spirit is eternal. Jesus himself spoke of this eternal life. In John 11:25-26, he declares, "I am the resurrection and the life. The one who believes in me will live, even though they die. And whoever lives by believing in me will never die." For those who have had a near-death experience, this isn't just a theological concept, it's a lived reality. They have touched the hem of eternity and felt the truth of these words in their very soul. They know that physical death is not the end, but a doorway to a new beginning with God. When hope seems to fade, when we're facing our own mortality or that of a loved one, these stories can be an incredible source of comfort and strength. They remind us that even in our darkest moments, we are not alone. Faith isn't about having all the answers. It's about trusting in a God who is bigger than our fears, bigger than our circumstances, and even bigger than death itself. It is about holding on to the promise that there is a divine plan and a loving presence guiding us, even when we can't see the path ahead. The transformative power of these encounters is a testament to the reality of the unseen realm. It's a world that operates on principles of love, grace, and eternal life. People who return from the brink don't just come back with a story, they come back with a mission. They feel compelled to share the profound peace and unconditional love they experienced. They want everyone to know that there's nothing to fear. The Bible gives us beautiful imagery of what this divine encounter might be like. Revelation 21:2 says, "He will wipe every tear from their eyes. There will be no more death or mourning or crying or pain, for the old order of things has passed away." This is the reality that many NDE survivors report, stepping into a place where pain and sorrow cease, replaced by a joy that is absolute and complete. They get a preview of the new heaven and new earth, where God dwells among His people. So, how does this knowledge help us as we confront our own mortality? It gives us hope. It reframes our perspective on life and death. Instead of seeing death as a final, terrifying end, we can begin to see it as a transition, a graduation into the very presence of our Creator. It encourages us to live each day with intention, to love more deeply, and to cultivate our own relationship with God. These stories of faith under fire, these divine encounters at the brink of death, are not meant to be sensational tales. They are sacred testimonies, invitations to explore our own spirituality and to consider the profound question, what happens when we die? While science may struggle to explain these phenomena, the thousands of consistent reports from around the world paint a picture of hope, love, and life after life. Ultimately, these experiences point us toward a fundamental truth. As Jesus said in John 14:6, "I am the way, and the truth, and the life. No one comes to the Father except through me." For so many who have stood at death's door, their journey led them directly to Jesus, reaffirming that He is the bridge between our world and the next, the source of eternal life and the ultimate expression of God's love. The unseen realm is real. The journey beyond death is not one to be feared, but to be embraced with faith. Let these stories inspire you to live more fully, love more freely, and trust in the promise of what lies beyond. Thank you for joining me on this exploration today. If these stories have touched your heart, please share this video and subscribe for more content that dives into the deepest questions of life and faith.